Good evening, YouTube. We're doing pics from the past. Yep, that's me, my Toyota, a Toyota 4Runner mudding. That's me and my Ford truck on the bottom driving through some deep water years ago. That's my old K5 Blazer right there in the bottom. That's my Ford F-150 that I drove into the ground. I regret that. Yeah, I sold that K5 Blazer. I really do regret selling it. Let's move on to the next pics. That's my old house where I grew up at. Navarre Beach. That's after a hurricane. They're fixing the roads. That's a 4-wheeler I used to own. I got it stuck many a times. That's Bogs and Boulders. That's an old friend of mine from many years ago. Haven't seen her in years. That's me growing up and hanging out with some friends. That's Tidewater Drive where I grew up at after Hurricane. I'm trying to remember which hurricane that was. Not Katrina, not Michael. That was, gosh, I can't remember. Hurricane, not Hurricane Dennis. I can't remember. Yep, that's my brother hanging out with Jim Cantori in Fort Walton Beach. The guy from the Weather Channel. That's Dixieland and Gulf Breeze. That's me right there looking at the storm debris. That's my old dog, Mandy. That's Dixieland. That lake used to be so nice, but now it's so polluted from all the crap that they dumped in it. Navarre Beach. That's my little landscaping nursery that I used to own. I had all kinds of plants in there. More Dixieland. That's Dixieland several months later when the lake level dropped. That's one of the first places I grew up going off-roading at with my dad. That's me and my bike. I took that bike and sank it. More Dixieland. That's the part of the street that I grew up on. More Dixieland. Isn't that gorgeous? That's a truck driving through the lake making a big splash. That's what's the name of that lake? Hurricane Lake, Blackwater State Forest. That's my dad's old boat. He's passed away now. He drank himself sick and died. That's me right there growing up. That's my brother and his friend. That's my two dogs, Mandy and Heidi, playing in the yard. Some more off-roading pics. The mud holes in Dixieland. That's me again. That's Bogs and Boulders. That's Dixieland. Truck stuck really bad in the mud. Jeep's playing in the mud. Oh, I miss the old days of mudding. That's a Chevy truck in the mud. Its radiator hose blew off. Blazer tearing up the mud. Look at that. Bogs and Boulders, everybody. That's my old Suburban. I regret selling that truck. That's my old dock fort that I built right there. The beautiful ocean. Not the ocean, that's the Santa Rosa Sound. My landscaping nursery. A barge. Yep. My mom, her friend and her friend's daughter. I haven't seen her in years. Dixieland, old dock fort that I built many years ago. More Dixieland pics. If anybody's curious about Dixieland, Dixieland is an old mudding spot in Gulf Breeze, Florida, right next to the annex where the zoo is at. Look for a trail underneath the oak tree, and that's how you get in. Look at that. That's the Iron Horse Mud Ranch, Perry, Florida. He is stuck. I'm trying to remember what's the name of this mud bog. That's a mud bog up in Enterprise. Oh yeah, Bama Jam Farms. If you get a chance, look that up. There's a Toyota stuck in the mud. That's over at the power lines in Gulf Breeze. That's me on the left, and the kid on the right, his name was Corey. He passed away. That really makes me sad. He was a friend of mine growing up in school. God bless. That's me and my Ford truck sinking it. That's my old fort. Yep. That's the Bogs and Boulders. That's my old Toyota 4Runner I used to own. I drove that thing into the ground. There's my old dock fort, and there's a sailboat sitting in somebody's front yard. The hurricane put that there. Old dock fort. And once again, Dixieland. This is Pics from the past. And if you guys haven't subscribed already, please subscribe. And oh yeah, by the way, big swim plan tomorrow at the Bailey Bridge in Lynnhaven. If anybody wants to show up, feel free to show up at 9 a.m. Okay, guys. See you later. Subscribe. And by the way, it's Friday.